Hey, everybody, and welcome to the show. Beat you to it.
Always.
Always beat
Whatever
you to
happened to when we started this show and be like, hey, DK, you want to lead in the show? No, it's just always Lucas. And hey, welcome to the show. Why can't I ever say welcome to the show?
Because I'm tired of sitting around twiddling my thumbs asking each other who's going to do it.
Well, you hadn't asked me in 46 weeks.
Oh, and I'm going to
Episode 10
I'm going to continue not asking.
was the last time you asked me.
I'm going to continue on this streak.
Well, you know what?
You're going to have to be
You're a little
quicker
better at it.
You're going to have to be quicker at it.
I'm pouting.
You're pouting a little bit. It's hard to pout whenever this room looks so good, though.
Looks so damn good.
Gosh, it's finished. Almost finished.
I wish I could say I'd done anything to help, but I didn't.
That's all right.
Creatively, like in my mind,
Mhm.
still didn't do anything. Still didn't even do anything.
Well, it's turned out nice, and it's you're adding the finishing touches to it around through here.
Yeah, I'm a good home and decorate. Home
interior decorator is what
Yeah.
I think you were trying to say there.
Home decorator
Yeah.
with home interior.
Yeah.
That's what I was trying to say.
Yeah.
We've got lovely. I don't know. I don't remember what home interior looked like. I was trying to think of some things my mom or my aunts had in the 90s that would have
Fit well into that.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe like big, fluffy pink and red curtains.
You know, one thing that I think we need to bring back from the 90s that my mom and her sisters are notorious for was not just them.
The
but
feathered hair.
No,
the big
that-
hair.
no, I don't think that's left with some people.
Oh, okay.
I think some people still have that same haircut from 1994.
Yeah.
I think a very underrated fashion statement has always been the matching socks with your shirt. Look it up. It's a thing.
I've got on black socks and black shirt right now.
Yeah, they don't count. I'm talking about some fuchsia
Oh,
socks,
yeah.
fuchsia shirt
Yeah, yeah.
with a turtleneck.
Remember they used to do that with watch bands too. You could
No.
get those little bitty faced watches that's got it comes with like 6, 8, 10, 12 different bands. You still get a different band
The
in it.
Fitbits do that now too.
Oh yeah. Maybe we're still in the 90s.
Mm-hmm. I think it's the 90s is coming back because they got those one high waisted shorts that make the girls' asses look 7 miles long.
That's weird.
Why do the girls want them high waisted denim shorts? It look
Because
awful.
Taylor Swift did it.
It's a stupid role model. You know, we done a poll this week, and our show is most popular with mothers. Your mother listens to this show.
My mother doesn't listen.
You're not your mother, but probably a good thing for you.
Mm-hmm.
She doesn't listen to it. No, this is a mother, like your mother loves listening to this show.
That's hilarious.
Mothers between the ages of 41 and 58 love our show.
That wasn't the demographic we were going for whenever we got started.
Mhm. It's because they love young men.
Maybe
young
that is.
strapping men with sexy voices.
My wife's always said that older women really love me, so maybe that's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
That's a real thing. That's a demographic. 41 to 58.
Is our demographic?
And they actually prefer us over dirty movies to settle in at night to
To listen to.
listen to our voices.
Listen to our silky voices.
Give your
Oh.
best. Do you have a $3.99 a minute voice? Do it. Do it right now. If you had to be a talk on sex, like what are those called? Call girls?
If I was a call girl,
Yeah. What would your
my voice be
be?
if I was a call girl?
Yeah.
It'd be something along this. Hey, everybody. Are you lonely tonight? Do you need a little male companionship? Go ahead and call this number. 1-900-900-900-1788 a minute. I'll talk to you all night long in this voice.
Yeah, you will.
What's yours?
Mm,
Not good.
I would say. Are you recently divorced? Looking for the I and the C between the D and the K. You call me 1-900-555-2542. You'll never forget the name of Gold Dustin. STD free.
They need to, you need to have a picture of your eyes. Those serious ass eyes.
Because I didn't plan any of this right here that we're going off.
Those serious eyes is what you need.
I would talk. Gold Dustin. Gold That was me biting your neck.
Yeah. So you get done, you level them up real good and nice, then you just go ahead and rip their jugular out with a.
I don't think call girls is a thing anymore, is it? They still do that kind of stuff?
I wouldn't think so. Nobody calls 1-900 numbers anymore.
I don't think so.
They do maybe in the
So
flyover states, maybe.
we need to. I guess that's where we need to target to some people.
Yeah,
Some girls in Montana.
Yeah, flyover states.
Are you feeling lonely? And if Cole Swindell songs don't do it for you,
I had to take my glasses off. I can't see anything right now.
do you wear contacts usually?
All the time.
I didn't know that. I don't think.
Yeah, you did. So we talked about that probably 30 years ago.
Okay. I've had a crappy morning, man. Kind of.
What'd you do?
Not really crappy, but I went and bought some Monday Night Raw tickets for me and a buddy tomorrow.
Yeah. Did the guy like knock you out and have his way with you?
No, surprisingly,
Good.
not everybody that has wrestling tickets is abusive when you get there.
That's weird. I would have thought the other
They
way.
had clothesline me.
Yeah, I would have thought
Like
you got some sweet chin music.
Like a double turn, be like hand the tickets and just like clothesline me and say, I'm not selling you those tickets.
Yeah, just went heel on you as soon as you got there, took your money, kept his tickets.
Yeah, it's pretty safe, I guess, to meet people in the Lowe's parking lot. That's where I met him. Went all the way to Cookville to get Monday Night Raw. Oh, and you can't really say Monday Night Raw when you're talking like if you need to get in your Vince McMahon voice if you're even going to talk about because like who gets excited when he says, "Hey man, we're going to Monday Night Raw tomorrow night." No, you need to go. We're going to Monday Night Raw, featuring Brock Lesnar. Now, would you not be excited about going to Monday Night Raw?
I was unexcited about it before you did that,
You're stupid.
and now I'm hoping that you give me that other ticket. Is what I really want.
Yeah.
I really want to go.
See,
now.
exactly.
I really want that other ticket.
Why I'm not in marketing and sales.
I have
Sales
no
and
idea.
marketing.
As soon as you tell me who that other person that's going is, I'm gonna clothesline them. I'm gonna put them in the crossface chicken wing.
Yep.
I'm gonna go get my. I'm gonna go get my Diesel shirt from 1992, and then I'm going to this Monday Night Raw.
Exactly.
Is Diesel still a character?
No. Mm-mm.
Who was that?
Kevin Nash.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, that guy.
Kevin Nash.
He's probably 60 now, isn't he?
Probably.
Mid-50s.
He would be about mid 50s.
Yeah, that's how up to date I am.
I think he's about 56 or so.
John Cena is that a person still?
He's yep,
Uh-huh.
still a person.
Uh-huh.
Brad Craig. Don't ever ask Brad Craig to send in a question to ask OLR.
Yeah, what'd he do?
No, I'm not going to read it.
Okay,
Why is it?
you're gonna read it. You're gonna read it on the show though.
No. I don't even want to read that. It's so
Oh.
gross.
Okay.
But yeah, I went done that, and last night we were coming home from my friend Carlos's, and I spilled a whole Coca-Cola down my leg. I was just sitting there with a Coke between my legs,
Mm-hmm.
and I said, "Shit, I just spilled a whole Coke down my legs." And Lindsay said, "Did you fall asleep?" I said, "No, that's the bad thing. I'm just sitting here on my phone, and my Coke just." So I stopped and got me a sweet tea on the way home, and was trying to put it back in the cup holder. Literally took 3 drinks out of it, and
You
it
dumped
just
it on yourself.
whole leg soaked. I had my slip-on shoes, got it all inside my.
Well, I'm glad to see that Bayless isn't the only child in your car.
No kidding, man. Golly.
I've been in Gulf Shores, Alabama all week
With family.
with family.
In-laws.
It was an amazing time, by the way.
It was.
Have you ever been to Gulf Shores, Alabama?
No.
I would suggest that that's where everybody goes.
That's where I want to go.
The water is fantastic down there. It's warm. Pretty clear, fairly clear. Got that little green tint to it. Man, it was nice. Beautiful time.
It didn't rain on you 5 out of the 7 days you were there.
If it rained, I never even saw it.
I hate everybody that I've talked to since 1st of June that goes on vacation that doesn't have all kinds of rain.
Oh, I didn't have any of it. It was amazing.
Did your in-laws fuss at each other?
No, they didn't. It was the best time ever.
Oh, heck.
Yeah, it really was. It was a nice, calm, cool, collected, just a good time. And there was 24 people in one house. Not a one of them argued. Why did your microphone just stop working? Are you back?
Yeah.
That was weird.
If you want to kick me off the show, I'll do something on my own. You'll never get rid of me out of the podcast world, all right? You're going to do more than cut my mic off.
I can't even cut your mic off. I even got you a new microphone that doesn't even have a kill switch on it now, so I couldn't just reach over and turn you off.
Well, me with a live mic has always been
Speaking of, all these are new microphones run through except
All
for
of them, really.
They're all matched now.
Well, that means we need guests. We need people to come down and hang
in-studio
out.
guests to come see this awesome. I don't even care if I did do it. I'm saying it looks awesome.
It does look good. I'm jealous of you that your in-laws didn't. I mean, like I went with all women though, right?
Right.
That's a little bit tricky when they're a little temperamental in the first place.
I'm gonna say 75% of the women people I was around were women.
Really?
Sure was.
So it's just the family I married into?
I'm gonna go ahead and say it's probably localized to your group.
Yeah. Every time I try to fuss about Lindsay, they're like, "Oh, it's just a woman thing." I'm like, "Really?" Because I don't know.
I don't think it is.
I think sometimes she can go a little extreme on some things.
Yeah. I had a really good time, and like I said, there was 18 of those people I was around were women.
Well, so I really believe the term opposites attract.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't believe it because I'm like, well, that's stupid.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to go ahead and say that you two aren't as much opposite as what you'd like to think, which may be the issue.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know. I tend to seem to not get too upset about things quickly.
You're mad right now.
I'm not mad.
You're furious right now.
Just because she don't listen to the show, I'm going to tell a funny story on her from last week. This is just how mind-boggling she can be sometimes, right? I don't like going to swimming in public.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like it.
Yeah.
First off, I've gained 40 pounds in the last 2 years.
Who wants to take the shirt off doing that?
I don't really.
No.
Technically, I don't. I mean, call me crazy, but I barely want to get half naked in front of my friends I've known for my whole life because I've got so fat. But even though I've lost weight the last couple of weeks, but now I don't know. I just don't like going in public pools. I think they're skanky anyway. I think public because you let all the skanky people are there.
I mean, kids pee in those pools too.
I guarantee it.
Yeah.
It's just I just think they're nasty.
You're just swimming. You're just like swimming around in somebody else's kids' pee when you're
Probably.
In. Yeah.
And there's
no probably. It is.
Yeah, because who wants to get out and go pee when they're right there?
Yeah.
Anyway.
All that water is just going down the drain anyway. All that chlorine.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll kill it, right? No.
So I told her on Saturday night I really didn't want to go swimming because I've been traveling a lot and doing different things. I just want to be home sometimes.
Yeah.
She comes up first thing Sunday morning and says, "Hey, do you want to go swimming?" And I said, "Sure."
Yeah.
Why not?
Let's do it.
Why not?
Go get it.
And she goes, "Oh, well, that's sarcasm." I said, "Well, it is, yeah." I said, "I'm glad that you say you never know how to take me, so I'm glad you picked up on that first time this morning." She goes, "Golly." Well, I just don't worry about it. I said, "No." I said, I said, where do you want to go swimming? She goes, "I'd love to go to Gillies in McMinnville." I said, "McMinnville?
Oof.
Why do you want to go so far away on a Sunday anyway?" She goes, "It's just 45 minutes.
Yeah.
I said, "Good Lord, Lindsay." I said, "Cookville's 45 minutes from here." I said, "It's 45 minutes on top of Cookville."
Yeah.
She goes, "Well, I mean, it don't seem that far."
It is that far. McMinnville is so far away.
So far.
It's so far away.
I don't care what they've got there. She
I
goes,
drove
"They've
it for 2 years down past McMinnville. It's so far away.
Well, I don't get it. She's always got to be going somewhere. Like she says, I go all the time. Yeah, I go do fun stuff. I don't drive an hour and a half to go to a pool
Ugh.
with fat, nasty people with kids pissing in the pool, in public.
Yeah, and that's just your family.
Yeah. So anyway, I'll go outside and I finish some yard work that I'm doing on Saturday. And I'm like, you know what? She's right. I always do complain when I'm on the road or I'm working and I don't get to go swimming with the kids.
Right.
I do enjoy swimming with my kids.
Yeah.
But I just don't like doing it in public. I like going to either somebody's pool or a lake or something. And I come back in after like a few minutes and I said, "Hey, you know what? That was kind of a dick move a while ago." I said, you caught me as soon as I woke up. I said, "You're right." I said, "I do complain when y'all are swimming." I said, let's go.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go somewhere." She goes, "No, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it." I said, "We're going to be 5 right now."
Because that made sense, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, let's don't. So let's put her panties back up
Mm-hmm.
and let's, all right, do you want to go swimming? Yes. Do you want to go swimming? No. No, I said, don't worry about it. You're right. We go all the time. So that's fine. We can just sit here. And I said, well, you're sitting in the pitch black also. This is depressing. And I said, at least turn on the damn light somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Well, why? I'm just sitting here watching TV, not going anywhere. Why waste electricity? That's because it's depressing. You need to turn a lamp on or something. This is ridiculous. I don't want to go anywhere. I said, fine. Went outside. This is what gets me right here. Went outside. Pretty much finished all my stuff up with the yard I was doing. I said, man, these vehicles need washing. My truck, my car, and her Equinox. So what do? I pull the water hose all the way over.
Yeah.
Fill the bucket up.
Yeah.
Start spraying her Equinox off. Not my truck that had mud on it. Mm-hmm. Not my car. Her Equinox.
Yeah.
Because I feel like I'm a pretty good guy overall. I try to be.
Yeah.
So she comes out and stands on the bottom step. stares at me. I give her the head nod. I'm like, I'm not. I said, I don't know what's going through her brain, but so I'm just washing her, sprinkling her car off. She goes. Then I finally just said, I'm gonna go down to Daddy's to get his a pressure washer. I said, we don't have good pressure. This hose. She goes, what are you doing that for? I said, well, I'm gonna wash your car. You just know how to ruin everybody's good day, don't you? You just know how to ruin everybody's day. I said, I don't. I said, Lindsay, I really don't understand it right now. She goes, I don't need you to wash my car. You knew I wanted to go swimming. I said, you're shitting me, right? I said, I was just literally in there 10 minutes ago and said, that was a dick move. Let's go swimming.
Yeah.
And you pouted up like Waylon would and said no.
Yeah.
I said, so I was over it. I'm watching your vehicle.
I ain't going.
I don't need you to wash or vacuum my vehicle, do nothing. It's pretty. I don't want to sit at home. I want to go swimming. I said, Lindsay, I said, just because you came down on his step and stared at me, don't mean I'm supposed to read your effing mind to know that you want to go swimming now.
Yeah.
Because now you're pissing me off because I'm out here watching your vehicle. Doing something good that you should come out there, oh, honey, hey, thank you.
Honey.
Like most logical women would do. They'd appreciate the fact you're washing your vehicle. But I get you're ruining everybody's day. I said, Bayless just had a 104-degree temperature yesterday. Do you think it's smart to run him all over the country in a pool? Let's all stay sick. Let's just all keep giving stuff to each other in his house.
Yeah.
Because God knows when he went broke the last 2 months going to the doctor.
Mm-hmm.
That's when I lost my shit because I just feel like, you know what? I'm gonna take you for a little while. So then it even beats all. God, I hope she don't hear this podcast. We were sitting there on the porch, and I'm like, well, you know what? This is crazy. So I went and filled up Bayless's little swimming pool. I was like, hey, where's his swimmers at? Yeah, just be, because I mean, you know, it was awful hot outside. If I ain't washing vehicles, I ain't gonna be outside. And first off, I'm not going inside in the dark to watch your Lifetime movies on a beautiful day. Just because I don't want to drive to McMinnville, don't mean I'm not gonna get this little kid's pool out and let him enjoy it. We're out of swimmers. Oh yeah,
how are you out of swimmers?
All right, okay, I'll get to that in a second. So I just take his diaper off, put his swimming trunks on him, get in the thing. She goes in the house pouting, comes back out, sits there. I said, what are you doing? Don't worry about it. I'm just watching Bayless. I said, okay, no, that's cool. Just hang out with us, you know. Just trying to keep being nice to this situation. And she was just having like a Lindsay throwback. It's like Throwback Thursday moment for her. She was old school Lindsay, you know. And we played for a few minutes, and finally, about an hour, I went in. I said, well, somebody, I'm going to go in and get something to eat. She comes down with a beach bag. Or swimming pool bag, whatever you call it.
Yeah.
Got different stuff. And I said, going swimming, are you? Me and the boys are. All right. Cool. I'm going to finish this Giovanni's. So I finished walking around. She goes, where are you going or not? I said, absolutely. Do I have time to wash my feet off and put me some trunks on? So for all that, we went swimming in Cookeville.
That's just so complicated, man. Holy
so
shit.
Much.
That's so much.
Why?
What did the kids say? That's just too much right now.
That's extra.
That's extra.
That's extra. As my 20-year-old niece says, "Oh my god!" I just want to look at her. I just want to look at her and my complete sorority voice and be like, "Oh my god! Like, honey, you're being so extra right now. You're like so much. It's extra."
I got another question for you. Why don't y'all go to Defeated Creek?
Because I don't want leeches in my balls.
They're not down there, are they?
I don't know. I don't go there.
Go down there to Defeated Creek and get in that water. You got a beach, all kinds of stuff.
We should.
Yeah.
We should. I don't know. The logical... Lindsay and Logic ain't exactly... They're not on the same page.
I feel like it's so much closer than going to Cookeville.
Or McMinnville, which don't seem that far.
Yeah.
Lindsay Logic.
Much closer.
Hashtag Lindsay Logic. McMinnville's just right down the road. So, like, all these people... You know, you SOBs that put me on topics all these years, you don't know what I'll live with every day, and you step in my size 12 Nikes every now and then and realize that I ain't trying to be a prick. I was washing a vehicle and got cussed out like a white man.
Let's go ahead and acknowledge that you are being kind of a dick to begin with.
Oh, because you wake me up asking?
Yeah.
Like, not a, hey, honey, how'd you sleep last night? Or, hey, honey, bacon and eggs good for you? Shit, no. You want to ask me first thing, do I want to do one of the things that I hate the most?
Yeah.
Go swimming in a freaking cesspool with a bunch of skanks. I seen a kid who had a damn mullet mohawk.
Mm-hmm.
He couldn't decide what he wanted, so he had both of them. His
Yeah.
daddy had his damn little jailhouse tattoos on. I just feel like I was going to catch hepatitis just getting in the pool with these skanks.
Yeah. You know what I feel like?
What?
I feel like it was a perfectly acceptable question first thing in the morning. Hey,
You want to
Go
go swimming
swimming?
today?
you go swimming?
How about I just said no? Anytime you come up to me and say, man, we'll just right down the road. Shut up. I'm not taking you serious.
That one's not logical, no. I think the question about going swimming is probably
Maybe
right.
it is. Maybe it is. But when we talk about it on Saturday night, I'm pretty against it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just
Yeah.
feel like we are like about a lot of things, but I just feel like she gets worked up over nothing. Nothing. Then I get pissed off because she gets worked up over nothing. And she's like, I just never know how to take you. I was like, 12 years. 12 years.
Uh-huh.
Have you not figured it out by now?
Hey.
She said, everything you say is just a joke. Honey, that's just a joke.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
It's took me 28 years to get to know you.
I mean, I am complicated sometimes.
You are complicated.
And I'm a little bit of a diva sometimes.
Uh-huh.
But I mean, that is what I get frustrated about. I'm like, have you ever seen? That's what always bothered me. I've done dumb things, but maybe I had a reason. Maybe
you did.
Maybe I'm just pushed. Like, don't push me because I'm fucking close to the edge.
I'm close to it right now.
Right now.
Yeah.
You go marry a Hamilton.
I'm married to Likens. I'm happy with it.
Yeah, and I'm happy with it too. So sometimes she just makes me lose my shit. And I don't know why.
I think we need to get to the Ask OLR section of this podcast before you,
You know what?
before you work yourself into a divorce.
Yeah. This will be the 1 out of 57 she
That
listens to.
Yeah.
Honey, I love you, just in
Yeah.
case. But, sometimes, I mean, that is a good thing about a relationship, though. We know where we stand.
Yeah.
Sometimes I don't.
Mm-hmm.
I told this to a boy at work, and he goes, son, just go swimming. It's a long story short, just go swimming.
Yeah.
Hellfire.
Yeah.
It ain't that difficult. But I mean, there could be a lot worse things in life. Some people don't have as much drama with their wives or girlfriends.
It's not near as exciting though.
Well, no, I'm tired. I don't need excitement in my life. If I want excitement, I go to a concert or a basketball game or a football game, right?
Yeah.
I'll play an 8-hour thing of Monopoly or something, I don't need excitement in my woosah, man.
Woosah, rub your ears down.
And then I need everybody out there to say a little special prayer for me this morning, because I go to the storage unit to get a bed frame a while ago on the way back to Cookeville. Rest in peace to my Shaquille O'Neal life-size stand-up.
Oh no! What happened?
Why I even left him in storage. Why 4 years
Eat up
ago
by mice,
I left him in storage. And those things go for big money on eBay. And it got wet.
Ooh,
There was a leak somewhere in the
ruined.
storage building. And there's just little white spots over his face. He looked like an albino.
Oh gosh.
It's on the back of my truck. I ain't ready to let it go yet. I saved it from the storage building, but
Mm-hmm. We probably need to get one picture of you with it and post it on social media
I think so.
Yeah.
I think we'll do that
before you leave.
before we leave. But I was really devastated when I saw it, and I'm not kidding.
You're not over it yet.
I'm not over it at all. I just feel like why would I leave? Okay, first off, if people don't quit sending me porn requests on Facebook, that's switch your picture up, because this girl right here sent me 3 requests today with the same picture. She's been Alana. So I don't know. But anyway, yes, I'm devastated that I'm devastated about my Shaq stand-up. It's just pissing me off. People's texting me when I tell people I'm going to podcast.
Welcome to the Worked Up DK OLR podcast today. DK got worked up first thing this morning.
Yeah, I did. I got worked up, but not worked out. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Maybe I
got
need
you.
to get worked out a little bit.
Maybe you need to
stretch
get
my
worked-
groin out.
Yeah, maybe you need to get worked out a little bit.
Shoot. Also, married life. They tell you when you're 13, when you're like you first getting your hormones kicked in, you're like, man, I can't wait to get married and do all this stuff. Then you talk to like guys that are 10 years older than you, and you're like, well, that goes away when you get married. You're like, oh yeah, right. Truth. Hashtag fact. Hashtag horse shit.
You're just so devastated this morning. I believe it's got more to do with that Shaq life-size stand-up than
I'm
it does
so
absolutely
pissed off
anything.
because I've been talking about building my
You've been
own.
holding it in for a long time, and I feel like this might have been the part that pushed you over the edge.
Yeah, maybe. Plus, I've had this son of a bitch
Hey, look.
African cough.
Look here.
Shaq, bobblehead.
Bobblehead Shaq.
So happy.
He's so happy.
He's so happy.
Steve McNair's
Sleeping there.
got some issues.
He's got his head knocked off over here.
Ooh. He lost his head.
Poor old guy. I don't even remember what I was going on. I just know that I shouldn't have treated my life-size Shaq stand-up like that because they're rarities, and I put it in storage for 4 years.
Yeah.
And I was just looking forward to displaying it in my man cave one day when I built my building.
Mm-hmm.
Or when James Hatcher built my building because I can't hammer a nail. But, well,
Let's get to some Ask OLR questions.
let's take a break real quick.
Yeah, and then
then
we'll come back
let's do
with some Ask OLR.
Hey guys, DK and Lucas here. Are you looking for a good deal on a new podcast?
Bad credit, no shit. Ours is free. We talk music,
Sports.
fitness.
And how hot your mom is.
So if you're tired of listening to your old busted podcast,
Come on down and give a listen to the OLR podcast. Come on! Man, I hate that commercial. OLR podcast is brought to you in the basement. Yes, that's the basement. You can download it on iTunes, Stitcher, YouTube. Why would you do that? Follow them on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. These guys on Twitter touch. They probably have it even on MySpace LLC. Thank you. Man, I've woo-sawed for 2.5 minutes. I've rubbed my neck, rubbed my groin out.
all calm down now.
I'm calmed down, and I am so excited for our first annual hashtag Ask OLR.
I was happy to see all the questions that we got. We got a lot of good questions.
So many. We've got them on. We got them on Facebook, Twitter,
Some
text message, some messenger, and I went through all along. And I wrote them down, even after Lucas said, "Hey, we can just log on your Facebook and read these off." So
Yeah.
I've handwritten them.
So I was literally saying that we could just log on Facebook and look at them as I was logging into Facebook, and Dustin would not quit writing them down. So we have them in 2 places now.
Yeah. Am I going to get divorced? Is the question I'm asking you. Is this podcast gonna cause me a divorce?
I'd like to.
Because when you get a gem like that, when you get a prize like me, it's hard to walk away. Might tell
I'm
everybody.
gonna go ahead and say yeah, probably.
Okay, yeah. Well,
It's probably done.
good luck with that because, good luck with that.
We want to start at the top of Facebook, or where do you want to start at?
I just want to, I've got the list over here and you've got some, so let's just go ahead and start with, start with the first one there.
So Thad Johnson says, when will the next music event be? That's
also-
a good question.
And also Sherilyn Prophet asked that too later
Yeah.
on down in the thread.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
That's a good question. It's obviously not going to be in July.
it's not going to be in July. I can confirm that it is no longer.
I think we need to wait till it's not so damn hot outside. Because last time it was miserably hot. It was a good time.
Yeah, it
But
was.
boy, it was miserably hot.
But to answer your question, we will look at doing this. We don't know if it'll be the same location. We don't know.
Probably not the same location this time.
Probably not. We're looking at our options and seeing what options we do have. I do know that pretty much every artist that was on the bill last time said anytime we
Do another one they're in.
So, and I thought we just had a terrific lineup last time, and
Yeah.
I don't know that we even need to switch the lineup up. That's a pretty solid crew.
Pretty solid lineup. Might add some people or shorten some sets or something in there, but we'll.
That's the hardest thing is just asking people to shorten their sets when
Yeah.
they're used to going up doing songs by themselves. How many did everybody do last time? 5 songs, something like that?
Well, we said 5, but some people did more and some people did less. Some people did 3. And I don't know. I think that 3 to 5 is a good number.
It is, and like I said, and of course, Barry Barry cranked out a couple extra ones there. It seemed like,
Yeah.
But it's hard to get these guys that are used to doing their own shows that do 2-hour sets or whatever. Hey, man,
Yeah, you get a bunch of headliners out there.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
what it is. But yeah, look forward to it.
Yeah, good question. Good question. We'll keep everybody posted because we don't know either.
Becca Head, who is a friend of ours from Gainesboro, Rebecca Head, said, "How do you cook a boiled egg?" Long story short on this, my wife thought it'd be cute to spread a story that I didn't know how to boil an egg.
Yeah.
Which is absolutely true. I never have done much cooking, so apparently I must have asked at some point, and I don't remember that. I don't remember asking that question.
I don't either.
But Lindsay shared it with the whole baseball community at Jerry Whitson.
Yeah. So how do you boil an egg?
I don't know.
Tell that dishwasher to get off the couch and go boil your egg.
That's what I think. I mean,
Yeah.
hell, You got to do something for you. Got to do something for your rent. You know what I mean? Because it sure ain't house cleaning or anything else that we've talked about. Doug Martin, my lovely friend from Fastenal, wants to know, will Kristaps Porzingis become the greatest center of all time? And also, who will be the World Series champion? Well, this is the ultimate troll job by Douglas because he knows, A, Shaquille O'Neal is the greatest big man of all time, and B, he knows I hate baseball with a passion. I'll say Kristaps Porzingis will be the greatest blonde-haired, spiked-up white boy of all time. He will somehow surpass Andrei Karolinko.
Birdman probably had
For
a
the
better,
best.
better spike up here.
Well, I mean,
He wasn't.
actually, as a
though.
player, he'll be the best spiked-haired player in the league.
Birdman was a spiked-haired player.
But he's not as good as Kristaps Porzingis will be.
I think he was. He had a better nickname.
He also had one of the worst dunk performances before his spiked hair, and he threw that lob to himself like 46 times in the first round, and he didn't catch it.
Never did catch it.
Then he was found with child porn on his computer.
Oof.
It's getting worse for the old Birdman.
Yeah, Birdman's slowly slipping down the scale
Yeah.
here.
How do you feel about your answer now,
I don't like it.
pervert?
I don't like it. I don't like
The
it.
World Series,
Who's going to be
the World
is going
Series
to be
champion.
this year's World Series champion?
That will be the first team in the World Series to win 4 games.
Bam.
Breaking news.
Breaking news.
Jimmy Campbell wants to know, will Lonzo Ball and Brooke Lopez ultimately be a greater duo than Shaq and Kobe?
No.
I will say that Lonzo Ball and Mario Lopez have a greater chance of being a good Laker duo than Shaq and Kobe.
I think Lonzo Ball's going to fizzle out here in probably 2 years.
I don't.
You don't think so?
No, I think after watching him in Summer League,
Mhm.
there's never been a triple-double in Summer League history, and he's already got 2 of them.
Ooh. He's still got that ugly shot.
Yeah, he's still got the ugly shot. But I do one thing concerns me, and he's doing this thing in Summer League where he's he played his first game in Big Baller Brand shoes.
Uh-huh.
Then he's played in Nike, he's played Adidas, and he played Under Armour last night. And I think he should sign with Nike. And I get it. I get the whole thing with Big Baller Brand. But I'm telling you what, man, these guys are making big money, and you depend on your career. You've got to put good shoes on your feet.
I think they're probably all the same.
No, I don't. Nike specifically takes their athletes and they mold them to their feet and make sure they're specifically tested for those guys.
Mm-hmm.
Adidas, Reebok, I don't know how they do in
Mhm.
their secondary markets. I know Grant Hill was a bad boy.
Uh-huh.
Then he messed around, signed with Fila,
Mm-hmm. Oh.
and he had foot problems the rest of his career.
Uh-huh.
I'm saying you've got sign with the Nike, sign with the check, just do it. Just sign with Nike and get it over with. If you're anybody inspiring to be a good basketball player, sign with Nike. They don't have foot problems.
Big Baller Brand ought to just buy Nike shoes and rebrand them as Big Baller Brand.
Yeah, there you go.
And then just resell them.
It's not a bad idea.
It's not a bad idea.
It's not a bad idea at all. Okay. Should we ask Don's question now or wait till later?
Let's just wait on it.
Because
That's a pretty good one.
that's a lot.
There's another Andrew Meadows question about LeVar Ball and Lonzo Ball.
Yeah, well, they passed Shaq and Kobe as the greatest Laker duo in history. No, of course he was joking about that. But
What's the younger one's name?
LiAngelo and LaMelo
Yeah, LeVar though.
is the dad.
There's that. Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, he's just saying LeVar already
Yeah.
thinks he's running the Lakers basically
Yeah.
when he's not. The only 2 answers for for greatness in Lakers, you've got Kareem and Magic, and you've got Shaq and Kobe. And we've got more Lakers questions coming up that a lot of people were curious about. So
And then Gary Dunham's question: why do you get the answer you get when you ask Siri what 0 divided by 0 is? Let's just ask her what 0 divided by 0 is. Siri, what is 0 divided by 0? What is 0 divided by 0?
that's your turn, Siri. It's your cue, dumbass.
She don't even want to answer me.
My wife rubbed off on her, giving you the silent treatment.
What is 0 divided by 0?
Solid.
Apparently, you don't get an answer whenever you ask Siri this question.
No, you do. I've heard it before. I don't even know if I got Siri on my phone. How do you get Siri?
You just, right there, you just did it.
What is 0 divided by 0?
No match found.
No match found.
I said, what is 0 divided by 0?
Oh, I just had it. I just had the answer, and then it went away. What is 0 divided by 0?
No match found.
It says 1 second. Is that you or me?
No, sorry, I got some Sturgill playing. What?
What is 0 divided by 0?
Imagine that you have 0 cookies and you split them evenly among 0 friends. How many cookies does each person get? See, it doesn't make sense. And Cookie Monster is sad that there are no cookies. And you are sad that you have no friends.
It's a stupid ass answer.
Well, yeah, because I always have cookies in my house.
Yeah.
Well, Gary, thank you for that.
Yeah. I don't know why you get that, Gary, because that's a stupid question to ask, I guess.
Chad Flatt asks, are you starting to think posting this was a mistake?
No, surely not.
Surely not. It only can go uphill from here, Chad. Sherilyn Prophet wants to know what my take is on the Titans' upcoming season. I think it's optimistic. I think we also need to reel in our expectations. Don Asbury, always the realist. He said, the Titans last year got away with a few wins. Maybe they shouldn't have won. The win in Kansas City with the field goal that, if they don't get the timeout before, if they don't freeze the kicker, whatever or if they don't call the timeout to freeze the kicker, he misses it, and that's a loss. There's the touchdown to Andre Johnson end zone that won the game of Detroit. They got a lot of good breaks. The fumble, the strip against the Broncos, a lot of games that went their way by simple plays. But I mean, that's just in any sport, you're always going to have that one or two plays. But no, so many off-season additions, a good draft. I think you can only hope that the Colts' offensive line sucks again. I think you can hope that Deshaun Watson doesn't develop for the Texans, and I hope the Jaguars free agents suck like they do every year when they spend $1 billion and they look like they're the best team on paper. And so you just hope that the division doesn't develop, because it's slowly starting to look like the biggest joke division is going to be one of the more competitive ones. So I think you need to win probably 10 or 11 games to win the division this year. And, you go from 2 wins to 3 wins to 9 wins the last 3 years. So I don't think that the big hold-up is going to be their secondary.
Mm-hmm.
They added some corners, they added some safeties. Did they add enough? Will they pick up some guys after the first round of cuts after training camp starts?
Mm-hmm.
So optimism for sure. I think they win 10 games. Hopefully, Don said he can see them even slipping back to maybe 7 wins, because some of those fluke wins they might have got.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't. I think 9, 10 wins realistic, good shot at the playoffs. So.
Our buddy Jeremy Mackey says, a gun to your head and you have one phone call. If they answer, you die. If they don't, you're free.
Who are you calling?
So
that's
if you got to be calling somebody that's not going to answer.
And I didn't, until I actually wrote that question down, I thought it meant they have to answer for you to live.
They have to not answer.
Okay. Well, in that case, see, my answer just changed a whole lot, because when I first read it originally, I thought I've got a lot of friends that answer the phone as soon as I call them the first time. So if I'm going the other way, it's you. No doubt.
I never answer.
You're the shittiest phone communicator I've ever seen.
Yeah, I don't answer text. I don't answer emails. I don't answer voicemails. I don't answer calls.
What would your answer be on that?
I don't know. I think I'm the shittiest of the shitty, because everybody I call answers.
Yeah.
I do think it's interesting that Thad Johnson came out under that post, though.
Yeah, gay. So.
Yeah. I don't know. Everybody I call answers, so I don't know who I'd call.
Yeah. I don't know. Jeremy Mackey also asked a follow-up question to that. He said, DK, if your favorite player, if you never would have found Shaq, who would have been your favorite player? At that time, I don't know.
George Murison, maybe?
Maybe, or Sean Bradley.
Yeah.
Maybe Sean Bradley.
Uh-huh.
I found him in 93. I don't know. Because Michael Jordan was the standard bearer, but he just retired. So you think 94.
Karl Malone, maybe?
No. I didn't like Karl Malone. He was on the Lakers that one year. 94 is what year I would initially, 93, 94. You're looking at Sean Kemp was exciting back then. Maybe I was always
until he found crack.
Until he found a cocaine and hookers. I don't know. I was a big Penny Hardaway fan, but a lot of that was due to being on the Magic with Shaq. I was a Chris Webber fan. That's a good question. I don't really know who that would have been. Some of my favorite players of all time were due to being on the team with Shaq,
Right.
Robert Horry, Brian Shaw.
Here's the question. Would you even be watching basketball had it not been for Shaq at this point?
And I struggled with that when he retired in 2011. It did. Like Waylon always says, I'm a bandwagon Warriors fan. The reason I'm such a big Warriors fan now, and I won't say big Warriors fan, but it was about 2013, I think, 2012, 2013, year or two after Shaq retired. I watched Steph Curry just go nuts in Madison Square Garden against the Knicks, scored like 55 points. I was like, all right, this kid is exciting. So I started following him a little bit more and watching him shoot. At the same time, I was rooting for Kevin Durant to win a championship in Oklahoma City. So those two players I really, really enjoy watching. So they teamed up. I'm like, okay. So, I mean, that is a real thing. Like, I followed Shaq everywhere he went. That's why I couldn't make fun of people for being supportive of, like, Peyton when he went to the Colts and from Vols, Colts, and Broncos. I mean, I had Celtic shirt, and I had Phoenix Suns shorts, even when he went to the team's latter career. I followed him. So, I would probably still watch. I don't know if I'd have been passionate about it, but I don't know. I can't envision that.
What was it about Shaq that just hit your trigger? What was that?
I think it was his personality because I've always been a goofy, fun-loving dude. And the guys like Jordan was the greatest of all time, and Kobe, and they never had that switch where they showed much of their personality. Kobe Bryant's whole 20-year career, you never really seen his personality until the very end when he's retired and he's been all humble to the reporters and smiling, and that's not the Kobe I wanted to see. I wanted to see the I'll slit my mama's throat to win a championship Kobe, because that's that's the present you've set for 19 years. Shaq, right off the bat, he's doing funny stuff. He's dominant on the court. When the ball goes up in the air, he's looking to kill you and win the game. But off the court, he's doing all this silly stuff. He's rapping, he's acting, he's showing up at the Nickelodeon Kids Awards and getting slimed. Never takes himself too serious, right? And I don't know. It was just the reason I started was because I was, like we've told on the show, I was at the flea market with my grandma and grandpa, and he said, "Hey, Jordan just retired. This guy was just a rookie. He broke 2 backboards. Nobody's ever seen somebody pull the whole goal down. He's going to be the next big thing. He already is." So I bought me a jersey, started watching Orlando Magic games. But yeah, I think that's what it was. Just because he was so young, when he was young and athletic with the Magic, nobody moved as good as, when he was he was a different style, big man. And then just his character, just his persona, I think. Yeah.
Derek Loftus says, will LeBron join Ball in the Lakers next season?
And actually, I'm going to go ahead and combine that with Bobby Thomas from Gainesboro and Andrew Meadows. All three asked similar questions. So I know, man, I'm going to have to say yes.
You think you will?
Just because of the rocky relationship that
Cleveland has with him right now?
Yeah, just because I don't think that the owner...
They've not got back behind him like they were behind him whenever he was first there, was he?
I don't think LeBron has ever really forgiven that owner. Because when he left in 2010, the owner, Dan Gilbert, wrote this big scathing letter about LeBron and all this, and they were burning his jersey. And LeBron came home for LeBron and for the fans. He didn't come back for
management,
for that management, that front office. And they just fired his general manager that he was close with.
He's just, the only reason he's there this year is because he still had another year on his contract.
Yeah. And he's been signing these 1 year choppy deals with Cleveland, 1 and 2 year deals. Of course, everybody's doing that now because the television contracts are changing every year, and there's precedent to get more money if you just sign 1 and 2 year deals, which I hate. But yeah, I can see him going to L.A. That's the only place I see him going. Bobby Thomas threw in there. Can you see him joining Los Angeles to play, or San Antonio to play for Coach Popovich? I think LeBron respects Coach Popovich. I just don't think San Antonio is a big enough market. My market, I don't mean that towards San Antonio. I mean, I think San Antonio is the best ran organization in the last 20 years. Because you know what? They've won 5 championships. I know who their owner. I mean, their owner and general manager. I don't know who they are. I couldn't spot them. And that's the way it should be in sports, right? Your owner shouldn't be out here running the sidelines or speaking out too much. I mean, I don't mind it because you're a billionaire and you've bought this team out. I don't mind if you get out there a little bit. You know,
talking about Mark Cuban, I'm assuming.
Yeah, I am a Mark Cuban fan. I think he's a great owner. It baffles me that why they don't get more free agents going to Dallas. I do like Mark Cuban, but I mean, like this guy in Cleveland just runs his mouth and everything else. The guy leaves you. You know what? It's business.
Yeah.
Just like you trade guys.
It ain't personal.
Just like you trade guys, just like you release guys. That's business. And for LeBron to have went to Miami, that was his own personal choice. At the time, it was kind of an unprecedented thing, and he's got the ball rolling for guys like Durant to do it now. But it's a business, and that was his personal decision. So he made up for Cleveland. You know, he went home. He made amends. He got him a championship. If Draymond Green don't kick that boy in the nuts in 2016 and get himself suspended, LeBron might have lost the last 3 finals. You know, we're talking about Jerry West territory, a great player with a bad finals record. He already got a bad finals record, but I can see him going next year. Paul George, that was the question. Who do you see going with him? I think a lot depends on Oklahoma City this year. Paul George just went from the Pacers to the Thunder. I think if they go out and win 55 games and maybe make the conference finals, maybe him and Westbrook stay together. I don't know. I don't know that for sure, but Paul George from L.A., his cat's named Kobe. Or his dog's named Kobe. Some animal he's got. Maybe his turtle. I don't know. But he's got an animal named Kobe, and
loves the Lakers. Huh?
Loves the Lakers. So I do think LeBron's going there. Reason being, he's got a big ass house there. He's a businessman. He's an entertainer. He's already said he wants to be an owner when he retires. Where else to go further your brand in Los Angeles?
Oh yeah,
Cleveland. He came home. He give you your first championship. They'll be burning his jersey. It'll be the same thing. They'll still be pissed off, but. You know, and the Lakers always do it. They always come around. They, you know, before Magic, between Jerry West and Elgin Baylor, Wilt Chamberlain, and Magic Johnson, they had a 5 or 6 year down period. After Magic Johnson, when he retired in '91, they had a 5 year down period until they got Shaq and Kobe. After Kobe retired, they're going to have a 3-4 year down period. 2 year maybe, Lonzo Ball there. So now if you trot out a lineup next year with Lonzo Ball and LeBron James and Paul George, say they keep Brandon Ingram, you're going to be back relevant again. They're going to have a ton of money. That's why they're signing all these players to like 1 year deals.
Next so they can get rid of them to move some salary cap?
Yeah. I'm telling you, they know what they're doing out in Los Angeles. I'm excited.
You think Lonzo Ball is going to be able to play and LeVar is going to be able to be on the same team as LeBron James?
Yeah. It's the only team you could do it on.
On the Lakers.
Look, the Lakers look at the personalities the Lakers have had over the years. Shaq, Kobe, Magic Johnson, Wilt Chamberlain, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Well, Kareem's like the most boring person ever. But, it's Los Angeles. You got all the celebrities. That's like a match made in heaven. Lonzo Ball, LeBron James. It's going to happen. I'm pretty positive it's going to happen.
Derek Loftus with another question here. Will McGregor beat Mayweather? Have you looked at this? Have you watched any of it? Have you kept up with the press conference?
Nah, I hadn't watched it. They're so ridiculous.
Can McGregor beat Mayweather? Yeah, he sure can. If that left hand comes flying in, catches one shot to that little head of Floyd Mayweather's, he can lay him out. It's going to be hard. It won't be an easy thing. He's going to get outboxed. Traditionally, just boxed. He's going to get outboxed hard. Mayweather's not a knockout artist. It's not like he's going to be in danger of getting knocked out. He's been hit a lot harder by a lot of other people. If he does beat him, it's going to be it's going to go all 12 rounds. It's going to go the full distance, and he's going to get beat by a technicality. You know, he's going to that'll be the only way he beats him. He ain't going to knock McGregor out. McGregor has a definite chance of landing that left hand and laying this cat out. Now, maybe unlikely, maybe highly unlikely. Mayweather's the best defensive boxer of all time, arguably. So you don't get to 49-0 by being bad at boxing. You know, he's really good. He knows the game. He's put enough stipulations in there that if McGregor gets a little wild, throws a kick or does something messed up, you know, it's just gonna go straight to him. Now, the other thing is everybody's always respected Mayweather's boxing ability. Everybody that's ever stood on the other side of Mayweather knows that he's a fantastic boxer and that it would be really hard to beat him in a boxing match. He's never stood on the other side of somebody that knows that if this was a real fight, he could kill him. You know, this is the only person he's never, ever been able to just look at the other guy and go, you know, I could really kill you, right? You know, if this were a real fight, you're done already. This is game over. And if you give him any other opportunity, I mean, if this fight was anything else other than boxing, if it was boxing with use any other tool, one other anything, it's done. It's game over.
Well,
Mayweather couldn't handle it, but it is boxing. It is straight boxing. So if Mayweather beats him, it's going to go the full distance, and he's going to get the decision on him.
I agree.
And even if he does that, if he goes the full thing, gets the decision on him, and it's a boring fight, McGregor still won.
Yeah.
Yeah.
William Russell took it a little higher. He said everybody knows the answer to that question. He said, I'm taking Mayweather all day long. He's actually, and this is for you big ballers out there, he's throwing $1,000 down.
Yeah, somebody go get that.
And he would place the money in a mutual friend's hand. Until that time, I'll take $200
of that to hold it.
Yeah.
That's McGregor has said inside of 4 rounds he's going to knock him out. He's going to knock Mayweather out.
Well, it's going to break records.
McGregor is the only person I've ever seen call what he's going to do and do it. So he's got a history of predicting what's going to happen. So I don't know that I'd make that bet. I wouldn't bet $1,000 at Mayweather.
I just want somebody to take it. Somebody out there that's got $1,000 just throw around. Take William up on this. Let's make it interesting. It's already going to be the biggest fight in history.
Oh yeah.
I want to see something local happen. I want to see some people throwing some money around. So somebody
go out there and get that.
All right, Clint Fraley, who's not been known to listen to our show very much, a good friend of ours, threw out the very, very old-aged, just long-standing question we've wondered since really
the beginning of time,
pretty much the beginning of time. How much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood?
That's interesting. That's a very interesting question. And I found a couple of responses for him.
Okay.
The traditional response is a woodchuck would chuck as much wood as a woodchuck could chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood.
Yeah, but I feel like
there's a more scientific answer to that.
Because that's just like, you know.
And lo and behold, a New York fish and wildlife technician named Richard Thomas has calculated just how much he thinks it could be.
Yeah, is that right?
He calculated that the volume of dirt in a typical 25 to 30 foot long woodchuck burrow, and determined that if a woodchuck had moved the equivalent volume of wood, it could move about 700 pounds of wood on a good day with the wind at his back.
Oh, but the wind has to be at his back.
Has to be at his back.
What if the wind was coming in from the other direction?
It's going to go ahead and take it down. Probably 650.
So
it's somewhere between as much wood as a woodchuck could chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood and 700 pounds.
That's a wide open range.
It's wide open.
You would think. Woodchuck. 700 pounds is a lot of wood being chucked.
Another study, which considered chuck to be the opposite of upchucking, which would be eating.
Yeah, because we've all upchucked.
Determined that a woodchuck could ingest 361.9237001 cubic centimeters of wood per day.
Yeah.
That's not a lot. But it's probably more than I could
more you could upchuck.
It's probably more than I could chuck.
Chuck, not upchuck.
Yeah, not upchuck. It's probably more than I could chuck.
I upchucked a lot in college.
Did you 361.9237001 cubic centimeters worth at any point in time?
I know some. I know some girls that have chucked up that much wood in their life. Probably.
Another response comes from the parody-filled song Monkey Island 2, LeChuck's Revenge.
This has got to be a legit answer then.
A woodchuck would chuck no amount of wood since a woodchuck can't chuck wood.
Very good answer. Legit answer right
Legit
there.
answer.
Because they can't.
So, we've solved the age-old question.
I think so.
A woodchuck would chuck no amount of wood since a woodchuck can't chuck
They can't
wood.
chuck wood. Stop asking.
Stop asking the question.
And if the tree fell in the woods and nobody heard it, did it fall? Yes,
Yeah.
it did. You'll find it out when you're driving your truck through there. You can't get over it. You have to have a chainsaw.
Did it make any sound? Yeah.
Nobody heard it
Yeah.
because they weren't there.
Still made sound.
Probably. Don Asbury has an even better question.
What is it?
He said, since I'm a Titans groupie,
Yeah.
how much Y could a Y check if a Y check could check Y?
Well, I'm
No.
going to go back to this question and say that a Y check would check no amount of Y since a Y check can't chuck Y.
If no defensive backs and linebackers could stop Y check, I can't even say that now. Y check. Those linebackers had a hard time checking Y check, check. So, because he scored all over the time for the McNair Titans.
Probably this is a better response for Y check then.
Mm-hmm.
A Y check would check as much Y as a Y check could check if a Y check could
Check Y.
check Y.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So that's the answer, Don.
There
Mr.
you-
Dr. Don.
There you go, Dr.
There's
Don.
your answer.
Uh-huh.
Clint Fraley also wants to throw out a guy that he saw in concert just last night at the Forecastle Festival in Louisville. I think it's where it's at. Louisville. I think it's Louisville. Is Sturgill Simpson the best thing to ever come out of Kentucky? Spoiler. Clint says, yes, he is, aside from me leaving Kentucky in about an hour.
Possibly the only good thing. LOL.
Also, before we give our answer, James Mayberry said he thinks that Keith Whitley might have something to say about that. And also Matt Mayberry said, agreed.
Well, those Mayberry boys are Keith Whitley crazy.
Through and through.
I mean, to the end.
Mm-hmm.
I want to go with Clint and say that, yes, Sturgill Simpson is the best thing to come out of Kentucky, with a close second behind him being, just went blank on his name,
Chris Stapleton.
Justin Wells.
Justin Wells. Thank you for Justin Wells support. I'm going to disagree with all four of you
Yeah.
and say, have you ever seen a girl from Tompkinsville?
Named.
No, I'm just any of them.
Any of
Like
them?
any of them.
That's the best thing to come out of Kentucky.
The girls that are in Tompkinsville, their skanks will be 10s here.
I'm going to go with Sturgill.
Well, every time I think of Tompkinsville, I think, I paraphrase an old Hank Jr. song called Texas Women. The best looking women that I've ever seen have all came from T-ville and all wearing jeans. It's Texas women.
Yeah.
T-ville women.
Yeah.
You get what I do?
No, I got it.
See it?
I seen it.
Do
Do we want to like give it some room to breathe?
just because my wife don't watch a show and I can say that there's it's something about it's all of Kentucky. The Kentucky women are so beautiful. Like what do they do good in Kentucky? Good music, good looking women, and good basketball. And I don't care about their basketball,
I don't care a bit about their basketball,
but
they are a good team.
that's irrelevant. It's a completely irrelevant part of that story. I just threw them in because it's relevant to some people. But yeah, that is my favorite thing about Kentucky. Is
Yeah.
just beautiful women.
Mhm.
I've never seen an ugly woman in Kentucky.
I don't think you've looked hard enough.
I think it's just the rest of them drowned them out.
It could be that.
But yeah, Sturgill Simpson. While I am a Keith Whitley fan, Sturgill Simpson, as Clinton would say, that boy good.
yeah, that boy is good.
He's good. He's real good.
He good. Yeah.
Shoot, man, I love me some Sturgill Simpson actually. So
Let's update this to see if we've got any additional questions, because I am getting all kinds of post notifications here.
okay,
What else have you got, Wallem?
let me see. No, I'm getting something. Matt Tuck said he would like to come sit in the podcast studio.
Well, come on in, Matt Tuck.
I really miss Matt being on my sports show. Really miss my sports show.
Yeah.
Sucks that I had to give it up when I
Come
had
on
to give
in,
it up.
Matt, and talk sports.
Absolutely. Shane Keith wants to know when the 2017 Lake episode's going to be.
Getting a little late in the year for the Lake episode now, isn't it?
No, I don't think we done it last year till into summer.
Is it? Wasn't it?
Yeah, remember?
Did we end summer with it? I thought we started summer with it.
No. I mean, it's still hot outside and it's still sunshiny, so I don't feel like it's too late for it.
We can do one.
Yes. I feel like we need to. It'd be a lot of...
It's a lot to pack up and take. I don't know about it.
Can it be done, Lucas?
I don't know if it can or not. Not traditionally well. It can't be. I am like 1 for 3 on site stuff.
But that one was the one.
That was the one.
That was the one.
It could possibly be done again
You would just take your laptop
this time and said, yeah,
instead of all this. It
Yeah.
could be done off something else besides the laptop.
yeah, we could probably make it. We could probably make it work. We might do that. We might do the 2017 Lake episode.
Then he comments about my Ma Bell's cooking, how good Emma Bell Kennedy, who was my great grandmother who I lived with. I mean, my parents didn't leave me or anything. I wasn't an orphan, but we lived with them for his first 8 years.
They should have left you with them.
Yeah, I think so. Probably just every now and then. But traditionally, I think that's a generational
Rick
thing.
would like you more if you.
I think that's just a generational thing. I think everybody back then just cooked. Now all these women want to just go out to eat everywhere.
Yeah, let me talk on that for a minute. So we were in.
I hope you're venting on your wife.
No, I'm not my wife.
God, man.
We were in down there in Alabama. We went to a place called Lambert's. It throws rolls. That's their gimmick, right? They throw the rolls at you. Go there.
Stupid.
Yeah, well, it's neat for one, and then it's like hand me my damn roll, right? And then so I put my hand up for the guy to throw me a roll. The very first one he throws me, he banks it off of the roof of something. These things are steaming hot, probably 9,000 degrees whenever he's throwing them. Drops it right on a kid's head, burning hot roll right on a kid's head. And he goes, damn, that sucked. And then he just pitched me another one. Anyway, so people go on vacation, and they want to go eat places like that. Lambert's was good. I'm not bitching about their food. Lambert's was fine. But what I don't get is why people think that people that aren't from the country, they think that's the way that food's supposed to be, right? If they've never had Ma Bell cook them grits or fried chicken and stuff, they don't know what fried chicken's supposed to taste like. If they've never had grandma's real fried chicken, they go to one of those places and go, oh, fried chicken's so good. No, that's not the way it's supposed to be. That's the way it is whenever you go to a chain restaurant and eat it. If you want real fried chicken, get in touch with somebody that's actually from the South and have their grandma cook you some fried chicken.
Yeah.
That's the way to eat it.
That's what Elliot Brown always used to say. He said he loved coming to our house. We go down there and my great grandma's house, and he said, fried chicken, chocolate pie, and hookup.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody wants to go to restaurants. They don't seem sanitary to be bouncing rolls off ceilings and kids' heads to go to your mouth.
I didn't eat that one.
Well,
I hope somebody didn't.
I feel like in general they have gloves on.
Yeah, they have gloves on. They come out there. They just they come around with like bowls of okra and just want to put it on a napkin in front of you and let everybody just graze on that okra. And they come around with like spoonfuls of potatoes and green beans and black eyed peas and stuff, and just like scoop them onto your plate. It was an interesting place. It was good if you'd never had real country food.
I just don't like the thought of my rolls being
tossed around. Yeah.
I don't even like my salad being tossed around. That's my rolls. It's just me, though. Don't call me crazy.
What else you got?
Jessica Cox says that she don't have a question, which is really disappointing.
Yeah.
Considering she knows us so well. She said she enjoyed the thread. Keep doing stuff like this. It takes away from the political fights on Facebook and just your usual Facebook drama.
Yeah.
I don't have to put Facebook drama out there because I bring it to my podcast and use the first 15 minutes for episode to ask why my wife gives me such a hard time.
Shout out to Jessica.
Yeah.
Hope everything's going well with her.
Love you, girl. My favorite female probably in the history that I'm just friends with.
Yeah. She didn't marry.
Yeah, that didn't marry. Jessica's my favorite female friend. Other than like Lisa J. Lisa J's a good friend too, just in case she listens. I'm just kidding, Lisa J. All right. Derek Woolbright said, when are we going to get a special guest appearance from the Rick on here?
When are you going to bring the Rick on?
My dad doesn't talk to me.
Yeah.
You would have to ask the dad.
I'll talk. I'll talk to him all the.
Yeah.
I'll bring him in. I'll ask him all the questions.
He would have to
I'll make him talk about Corvettes for.
He can talk about
An
some
hour.
Corvettes now. He loves him some Corvettes. He loves
Mhm.
hunting. If you bring up turkey hunting and Corvettes, you've got a good hour and a half on your hands.
I got him. Bring
So-
the Rick on.
Mm-hmm.
Trick him into it. Tell him you're going to look at a truck up at Patrick's or something, and bring him up here.
Well, that'd be a fun episode
Boy.
if you could get him.
What are we doing here, boys?
Hell no. I just, I ain't got nothing to say about that. You just do. I'll just sit over here and I'll just listen now. Just listen.
What I'll do is I'll trick him. I'll start recording, and we'll just make it. I'll cut it up into something.
Lindsay makes fun of me all the time. She says that, well, when I called my dad the other night, he gave me some mattresses,
Yeah.
box springs. He got some different ones. He's like, hey, these are pretty much brand new. Come get them. And we got them, and I was like, we don't even have queen size sheets,
Yeah.
So called in, I was like, hey, you got any sheets? And I did sound like him, and I, not purposely, I got off the phone, and he's like, you sounded just like him when you were asking about the sheets. And I said, why? Because she said, you got any sheets? Sheets. You got any sheets put on this bed? I said, yeah, because he was acting like he didn't know what the hell sheets was. I said, it was pissing me off. I said, you got any sheets? Like, what? Sheets. Do you have any sheets? Oh, yeah. I said, sheets. Daddy, sheets. For this bed. This mattress you just give me. Yeah, we got sheets down here. I'm going to come get them. I'm going to come get the sheets.
I'll bring them back. We'll go get us some, and then
Dude,
I'll watch them bring them
what
back.
are you doing to me right now? Also, Derek Wilbright wants to know who our favorite superhero is.
Well, me for one. Two, Derek Woolbright and Captain America need to come back down here and do a in studio sports talk again.
And not be so nice to each other.
Yeah, come on now, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's your favorite?
Batman.
Yeah, there's not another answer to this. To me, there's not another answer.
I'm literally wearing Batman underwear right now.
You are.
Mm-hmm. I've had my Batman shirt on before I put this one on. It says Beast on it.
Beast. Yeah, I've never watched any of the Spider-Man movies.
Spider-Man's not a superhero.
Well, I think people would argue with that. I think
he's not a legitimate superhero. He's like a little kid. I need somebody that's like mad at the world.
Mm-hmm.
Stuff's wronged him.
What about Superman?
Yeah, he's all right, but I mean, he's got fire that shoots out of his eyes and shit. I like my guys to be like mad at the world. The world is wronged him. Superman's he's all nice, and he just wants to save the world and all this. Batman's just like a step away from burning it down sometimes. You know what I mean?
I love Batman.
I love me some
What's
Batman.
your favorite incarnation of Batman?
I mean, Michael Keaton, for sure.
I grew up watching, even though they were in the 60s, they were on some network station when I used to down my bells. And I watched them some. We moved up on the house on the hill, but the 60s version with Adam West.
Yeah.
Kapow, bam.
I used to watch the crap out of them.
I grew up on them. And like I said, even though it was 20 years after they first aired originally, I watched those. But yeah, Michael Keaton, man, those first two Batmans was awesome.
Yeah.
Well, who was the worst?
Probably Val Kilmer. Yeah.
Was he in Batman and Robin and Batman Forever? He was just Batman Forever, wasn't he?
He just did one. George Clooney did two. Michael Keaton did two. Mm-hmm. And then Christian Bale did 3 or 4.
God, George Clooney's not good either.
Mm-mm.
He wasn't good.
Mm-mm. He at least got 2 times to try to fix it.
Val Kilmer was Batman Forever with Jim Carrey, wasn't it?
Yeah.
With the Riddler and all that.
Yeah. Now,
it seemed like
I will say that was the best Riddler ever.
Yeah.
Jim Carrey.
Yeah, he was perfect. He was perfect role for that one. Derek Wilbright disappointed me. He said that Shaquille O'Neal did not count as a superhero.
You mean when he did Steel?
Obviously, he's never seen Steel. And Don Asbury was on his game on this post because he immediately screenshotted Steel. Honestly, can tell you I don't remember anything about Steel. I hadn't watched it in about 19 years.
You don't remember that? You don't remember him riding his motorcycle and having the big hammer and having the full-blown suit? And he had the...
I know I'm listening disappointing on my...
Yeah. He'd like ride that motorcycle out of the... I can't remember. They either lived in a little like silver trailer or maybe that's just what they either worked out of that or lived in it. I don't remember which one it was.
It was... There's a question about Kazam later.
Yeah.
I can justify Kazam. It's hard for me to justify Steel.
Steel was good. He had a grappling hook that he could shoot up in the air and reel himself up with.
Yeah, I mean,
I can't believe you don't remember this.
I don't, man.
LV Law.
Pick up Bobby Thomas's question there. I just wrote the gist of it here.
Was it a new question?
Yeah. No, it's he might have sent that somewhere else to basically he wants to know if the Banana Boat crew in the NBA, which is LeBron, Chris Paul, Carmelo, and Dwayne Wade will ever play together.
It's not on here.
He must have sent it to the podcast one. Not sure. They've always talked about it, right? They've always talked about whether they'll ever try to be.
Now, who'd you say it was?
Chris Paul,
Uh-huh.
who is under contract for 1 year for Houston. The Clippers just traded him to the Rockets. So he just contractually, he's under a 1 year deal with the Rockets. LeBron James under a contract 1 more year to the Cavs. Carmelo can be bought out any time. He's got a no trade clause, but he can be bought out by the Knicks. And Dwayne Wade's a free agent. Well, he's with the Bulls, but also a buyout candidate. They're all somewhere between 32 and 35 years old. Time's slipping on that, man. I mean, I'd like to see it just because I think it'd be cool. And he asked if they'd all take pay cuts, and yeah, I think Dwayne Wade would take a pay cut, and even though he's took pay cuts his whole career for.
I would say it's time for him to get paid and stop taking pay cuts, ain't it?
Well, that's the sole. Well, he's from Chicago, but that's pretty much the reason he went there last year when he left Miami, because Miami didn't want to pay him. Chicago paid him. And he just opted in for a $24 million contract to stay in Chicago. Then they traded their best player the next day or two. So now he's a candidate to get buyout. They'll give him $5 million to that $24 million or something, and he can go make it somewhere else.
Yeah.
I'd like to see it. I think it'd be kind of cool because
but if that team gets together and they can't do anything, if they would lose, what? I mean, what was the point of that then?
Just to play.
If they're not the most dominating team ever, what was the point of putting them together?
And they wouldn't be because Dwayne Wade's past his prime. He can't play a full season. Hadn't been able to play a full season. I think LeBron and Chris Paul would be the only two you'd argue are still in their primes, and LeBron's 14 years in.
Yeah.
Chris Paul's got probably another 4 or 5 years of dominant play left. And then you've got Carmelo, who's still 20 points a game scorer, but I don't know. I'd like to see it. I don't know if it happens. A lot will depend on whether LeBron goes to the Lakers next year. If LeBron goes to the Lakers, I think we're in trouble for that.
For all those people going to the Lakers.
For all those guys going. But another good question we had from our buddy James. He said, "What's one thing that you did frequently as a kid that you hope your kids don't do?" I'll let you answer that first.
Wow. I'm going to say eat a lot of Oreos.
I don't mind. We're already screwed on Waylon doing that. Waylon's Oreo here.
I don't know, man. One thing that I did that I hope my kids don't do, that I did a lot. Man, that list is so long, I don't even know where to start. I kind of want him to make all of his own mistakes, though.
Yeah.
I just want to kind of be there to guide him. So I don't know. I kind of want him to make his own mistakes, regardless of me telling him what not to do.
Well, he's going to anyway.
Oh, yeah.
No matter what you do. I had really good parents, and I made a lot of bad choices. Still do.
I'm going to say all the. I hope he doesn't sit around and watch TV like I did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if James is wanting a juicier answer than just knowing all the dumb stuff we've done.
Yeah. Yeah. I can't give him one when it comes to my kid. I don't know. There's so much.
I just hope. I hope that with the way social media is going, that.
Yeah, they're going to have a whole different set of problems than we have.
Yeah. I can't imagine. I've got that comedy video that's on YouTube, and I can't get off, and that's bad enough for me.
Yeah.
But I can't imagine the dumb stuff I've done, 13, 14 years ago. Had there been a Facebook or a Twitter or a Snapchat back then, some of the dumb stuff would probably be documented that I was doing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just hanging out and having a good. It wasn't nothing illegal generally. But
Generally.
But, overall, I knew right from wrong.
Right.
You know, we all did. But, you know, sometimes you take it that extra level and you're like, man, you know, even with me, you know, liking the taste of beer, I would be perfectly okay with Waylon never be like, you know, Daddy, I don't think I want to drink beer. But he's never seen me get stupid. Like, I think it's different if you're, a lot of people grow up in households where their father's an alcoholic, you know what I'm saying? Or they see all this bad stuff. Gary Dunham used to always say, you know, I drink for my kids just to show them that you can do it and be responsible.
Yeah.
At the same time, you know, I don't leave home, sit here. But yeah, you want your kids to find happiness. You don't want to think about them out doing that stuff. You know, like I said, even though I like the taste of a good cold beer or something, I don't want to think about Waylon growing up and doing it. You know what I mean? I don't want to think about them. I already dread him having his first girlfriend.
Oh, yeah.
Because of all the headache it's going to come with a relationship.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I don't want him to stay tied down too early in life. I don't want him to be one of those kids, maybe like I did, that
thinks those early relationships are real relationships and then get caught up in it.
Because you do stupid stuff like that and you regret it. But also, you don't want him out there just
running around like crazy.
Doing crazy stuff.
Yeah.
Which also I did. Yeah, man. You just worry about their well being. You want the best for them, and you just think, God, if I can.
So long story short, I don't want him to do anything that I did.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah,
pretty much, man. Kayla Moss, formerly Kayla Cherry.
Mm-hmm.
What one lane road did you have in mind when you named your podcast?
Brimstone.
Yeah. Even though it's not technically a one lane road, you can get two cars on Brimstone. Sometimes.
Yeah, but
it's close. So
it ain't good.
I'm a fan of all of them. I think we can generally say that I'm more of a back roader than you.
Oh, yeah.
Overall.
Yeah. All of my trips down Brimstone usually had a 4-wheeler involved in it.
Yeah. I'm a fan of Pine Lick. I'm a fan of Brimstone. And everywhere in between.
Sycamore
you can get up sometimes,
mm-hmm.
not all the time. I'm a fan of Haydenburg. You can leave my house in North Springs and go to Clark Holler and go up to Goosehorn, and you can come back down Wards Fork, come back to North Springs, go to Skaggs Branch, come back down, go to Hunting Creek. Then you go up to South Fork, when you wrap around to Ryler Creek, come into Whitleyville. Then you hit Whitleyville. If you turn left. If you turn right, you can go up there to Long Branch Road and go out to Brimstone and wrap all the way around. Then come down to Pine Lick, and you hit Crabtree Creek. Hell, you drunk by the time you get home and you're just ready to eat supper.
So all the one-lane roads is what we had in mind.
Yep, that's it. Mark Hensley wants to know blue chips or Kazam?
Blue chips.
All day long.
All day long.
The reason I can justify Kazam is everybody gives it such a bad rap, but really, it was a children's movie meant for children.
And I really love bad movies, so I really like Kazam.
I mean, I think it was what it was meant to be. I think it was a bad movie, probably, but I think it was meant for kids, and that's what it did.
Yeah.
Blue Chips was a fantastic movie because you had legit actors. You had Nick Nolte
mm-hmm.
And other people. I thought Shaq did well enough in his role and with a mouthful of shit. And
did you remember Shazam? The movie Shazam?
That's a Sinbad movie, right?
Uh-huh. No, it's not.
No, everybody thinks it is.
Everybody thinks it is. Ain't that wild?
It is.
Everybody remembers that Sinbad movie Shazam that never happened.
And people talk about Shaq's, and they call it Shazam sometimes. Mm-hmm. Anyway, but yeah, Blue Chips I think's awesome.
Blue Chips is it, man.
Mm-hmm. Penny Hardaway, that's where Penny and Shaq met.
Mm-hmm. That's actually that was one of those movies that actually made you want to play basketball. It's kind of like Rudy, you know. It was one that inspired you to go do it.
Mm-hmm. CJ Mack said, "Y'all have any ideas for lower back workouts?" He just had
lower back or lower body.
Lower body. Sorry, just had surgery on his shoulder. I'll let you answer that one.
There's nobody wants to do them, but the only one to do if you're not going to do anything else is squats. Just go do squats.
Mm-hmm.
Do front squats, back squats, hack squats. Just do all different variations and do lunges afterwards, and then you're pretty much done. You don't have to do them weighted. Do body weight squats. Do all that stuff. Do sissy squats if you have to. They're really good for you too. It's not hard to work out. It's not hard to work out legs. Just squat. Yeah. And all these half-ass squats that you see people out there doing, where you're just barely bending your knees and you're using weight that's way too heavy for you. Just stop it. And everybody's not all those guys you see doing 900 pounds worth of squats out there, and you think that because you're the same weight as them, you ought to be doing the same. They've got horse testosterone running through their bodies. Just stop it. Take the weight off. Get down there. Get your butt to the bottom and go on with it. Break parallel. For God's sakes, break parallel. If you say your knee hurts because your knee hurts and you can't squat correctly, your knee hurts because you got too much weight on your back. Take some of the damn weight off of it.
I don't know what you're talking about because I only watch female squat videos.
All right.
So I don't know what you're talking about.
The weight that they use, that's what most people should be using. Yeah.
Then he asked
There's
me.
135 pounds. If you can't squat it, take it off. Put them 25s on each side.
Yeah, I agree. He asked me a kind of
I got mad about squats.
he asked me what I thought about the current WWE roster. I still do watch it occasionally. I mean, like I said, I'm
I
going
know
to
what
watch it
your
tomorrow.
answer should be.
Go ahead.
You're 33 and you don't watch wrestling.
Yeah. Well, and Don will agree with this. Where we watched our whole lives, we may not be into it as much. Like I said, somebody asked me to go tomorrow. Found tickets cheap enough. Yeah, I ain't been a few years. I'll go.
Mm-hmm.
I DVR it, and either a 3-hour show I can watch in 30 minutes,
Mm-hmm.
or I'll have 3 or 4 weeks of episodes that I don't have time to watch, and
Just delete them.
I just delete them.
Right.
Though I think that I'll tell you the ones I'm most intrigued with right now on the current roster is the females,
Yeah.
and
The divas.
the
still.
divas. I just feel like they've come a long way from just pretty face on the outside. They got some girls that can really, really,
Mhm.
really athletic, and they're good,
Well,
good to look at.
You know, the women, even in the UFC, they're really starting to step their game up now too. So I mean, the women's side of combat sports is really starting to evolve.
Here's my thing where I'm at with current wrestling. We all grew up. Okay, so there's been 2 big boom periods in wrestling: the late '80s and the late '90s.
Mhm.
In the '80s, you had all your jacked up steroid freaks: Hogan, Ultimate Warrior, Rick Rude. Then you had Ric Flair, Sting. Larger than life personas, right? The late '90s, you had the same thing. You had Austin, Rock, Undertaker, Triple H, Michaels, all these guys that they looked like pro wrestlers. Now they've been getting all these guys from the independent scene. I want to see some guys that can kick my ass at world champion. They've got these little guys, Finn Balor. They've got this generic looking guy named Dean Ambrose. He's got a wife beater on and blue jeans. I hate his whole. He's balding on
CM
top, so
Punk.
he's got his like hair, on his forehead that's just hiding his bald spot. I'm not a fan of guys that don't look like they can kick my ass being your world champion.
Yeah.
They can be a nice little cruiserweight. They can be in your mid card. But like the other night,
But The Rock or John Cena or
I want to see
some
Brock Lesnar as my world
jacked
champion.
up freak
it
needs
is.
to be the.
I just feel like, they all couldn't. As it evolves, even your big guys can work. Your bigger guys in the late '80s weren't the best workers.
Right.
But I want, like the other night on Raw, the main event was like Samoa Joe, Braun Strowman, Roman Reigns, Brock Lesnar. Those look like guys that can kick your ass,
Mhm.
and that's what I like to see.
Right.
And like I said, there's still a place for the more athletic guys, and every now and then, like a Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels can sneak in there.
Even Rey Mysterio Jr. He was what, 5'3"?
Little guy.
Yeah, he come in. He was ripped to shreds. He looked
Yeah.
like he was going to just tear your head off.
Yeah, a lot of these guys, they just don't look like they can work. They don't work out anymore.
Right.
I don't want to look like guys like me out there.
Right. Yeah.
You watch it as it's a male soap opera, and I don't want to see some guy that's A, doesn't work out, or B, just looks like your common guy out there. And there's places for those guys also. I'm saying it's a whole world of different things, but I just don't like having a guy that's 5'7" as my world champion.
Right.
So-
I wouldn't care if he was 5'7" if he was just ripped to shreds.
Yeah, and that too. And these it's the internet people that get on there and they seen these guys that have come up through the ranks of independence and they get to WWE and they want to root for them, and I get it, but
Yeah.
the fans are awful. I mean, the day they started letting people get control of the internet and they get on the show and they hijack the show, the match will be going on and they chant something completely different. It's going on that has nothing to do with the match. Another thing that drives me crazy in wrestling is like a match might be going on for 10 minutes and it's not even all that great. This is awesome. The crowd just stop. Go back home and play
D&D.
No, just kidding. not. I was trying to say something else, and I actually thought of D&D. No offense to anybody that plays D&D, because I have great friends that play D&D.
Don Asbury.
I did not say that out loud, for sure. Mackie wants to know, Lucas, if you didn't change your major in school, what should you be doing now? What should you be doing now?
I'd be if I hadn't changed my major and become a mechanical engineer, which is what I originally started at. I would have stopped at business and I would have got a business degree.
Matt Tuck wants to know which Titan rookie I think will have the most impact. I think the easy answer there was Corey Davis. Just because he was picked so high, you want him to come in. Also, Taywan Taylor's impressing some people in the first round of rookie camp. But the depth chart is also a lot longer or a lot deeper with the Titans wide receivers, and that's a position that's kind of been cursed over the years. And we hadn't really had a good receiver since Derek Mason. I mean, spent high draft picks on Kenny Britt and Kendall Wright and Justin Hunter and Dorial Green Beckham, and they've all been bust. So this is the best looking receiving core we've had in a while. I don't know. I think Jayon Brown for a linebacker's got a chance to come in just because of the lack of depth position at inside linebacker. So I don't know, but Corey Davis I think will have a good year. Also, what is the chances of having a One Lane Road podcast fantasy football league? So we talked about last year.
Yeah. It's all you, brother.
Lucas will not participate.
I will not be in that.
But generally we have 12. Matt, we have a league with 12 people in it every year. Seems like there's 3 or 4 that fizzle out, come and go. We keep about the same 8. There's maybe 4 spots that rotate in and out every year, just for whatever reason. People not keeping up, people being drama, whatever. So, Matt, if you want a spot, you're in. Lucas, what's some of the surprising music that you listen to?
Oh. Well,
I mean, we've asked that question kind of as far as
a couple times, but let me just I just made a new playlist the other day. With a little help from my friends by Joe Cocker's on there. Fleetwood Mac's on here. The Cold War Kids is on here. Judah and the Lion. Highly Suspect is on here. 21 Pilots, the song Ride is on here. And then I've got 38 Sturgill Simpson songs on here.
38. That's not surprising, though.
Yeah. Metallica, I Disappear's on here. Audio Slave. Elvis Presley's on here.
Very.
I'm caught in a trap. I can't walk out.
Mm-hmm. Elvis is a bad boy now.
Elton John's on here.
Not a bad boy.
Yeah. Well.
Ask his boyfriend, maybe.
Yeah. There's a band from, I can't remember where they're from. They're called Graveyard. It's a song called Uncomfortably Numb. That one's pretty good. Honey Honey Band, which I know I've talked about them before, but if y'all aren't listening to Honey Honey Band, y'all need to get out there and check that out.
Mm-hmm.
The Coasters down in Mexico is on here. That's a good one. That's from Death Proof. If anybody's a Quentin Tarantino fan.
Huh.
And then got a song called Hypnotic by a guy named Wax. It's on here. It kind of reminds me of a young Eminem a little bit.
Yeah, play part of that real quick. Just to...
Please listen carefully.
Got a good beat to it.
I used to freestyle, now the style fill the pockets. Bitches used to throw they balls, but now they throw they whole wallets. They can't help it cause it's so hypnotic. It's hip.
I don't know. That was probably my most surprising one.
Yeah.
I used to be a big Eminem fan. What about you?
I'm a big Eminem fan, as everybody knows. But I don't have any artists that,
Not surprise anybody.
I have a hard time, and there's like a list right now of artists that I want to check out that I hadn't really got to check out.
Mm-hmm.
Andrew Pope, Tyler Childress. There's a few that I've seen online that's followed us on our podcast page that I need to check out. But I think with people just relate me to they're like, oh, DK just loves that old country music, that old country music. And yes, I love Hank Jr. Thad asked me, what's that old Hank Jr. song that we used to play on the backer that you always made me listen to? Is like a real kind of like an oddball Hank song, because everybody knows Family Tradition, Dinosaur, Whiskey Band, All My Rowdy Friends. And I was like, man, you know how far that could go with that question? And I mean, because I love it. I mean, I've got rights. I just ain't been able. I've been down. Now I know how George feels, feeling better. The New South, Knoxville Courthouse Blues. I'm one of you. I was a wailing all in Alabama. The Nashville Scene, American Way, Hand Me Downs, Pressures on, Weatherman, Whiskey on Ice, If You Want to Get to Heaven, Living Proof, Mighty Oak Trees. Sometimes I feel like Joe Montana. It's corny as hell, but it's cool as hell. I Like to Knock the Hell Out of You, Man of Steel. There's a whole playlist of out there Hank songs that not everybody knows, Thad. But yeah, I love George Jones. I love Waylon Jennings. But I do, when people say is country music dead, it's not dead, man. There's Sturgill Simpson. There's Jason Eady. There's Chris Stapleton, Justin Wells. There's so many good country music singers out there, but I love old rock. I think with everything, I just feel like the rock is better.
Mm-hmm.
AC/DC, Leonard Skinner, Guns N' Roses, Nirvana. I like all that better than any rock music. I don't even know what rock music exists anymore. But I think the one thing that people might be surprised I listen to, and you won't be surprised, we grew up together.
Right.
You used to have to hear me do it all the time. But I love old gangster rap.
Oh yeah,
I love it.
Before every show, I get a gangster rap.
Yeah. What did I sing today?
Something. I know it's Snoop Dogg because you spelled S and
It's the capital S O yes and fresh and double O P D O double G Y D O double G S C.
Uh-huh.
Then I was singing some Eminem,
Mhm.
but then hey, and I found this one. I told you it existed on my playlist.
Regulators. We regulate any stealing. They got my homie hemmed up and they
I love Warren G. I love boop, boop, nothing but a G thing. Boop, boop, boop. This is another song I love.
the hottest under the sun.
Is that Lil Wayne?
Yeah, I like Lil Wayne. I think just because he freestyles all this stuff, and I really like Lil
Uh-huh.
Wayne. I don't have a lot of songs of Lil Wayne, but I like that one. Then, of course, one of my all-time favorites is it's my crush. Oh, Nikki. Then this song, I own that song. I paid $1.29 for that. Bang Bang by Jessie J, Ariana Grande, and Nicki Minaj.
Oh, here's you a good one.
So ghetto, I love her.
I'm ready.
This is Alice in Wonderland. I like a lot of people that nobody knows.
And I'm going to debunk another rumor. Carol Phillips just said, when are you going to have Jeremy Mackey back on the podcast? That was a quick. So, I don't hate all of Florida Georgia Line and Sam Hunt songs. I don't hate them all.
Really?
I think there's a place for all of them. I just wish that they didn't all, like when Florida Georgia Line song Dirt came out. I didn't hate it, even though I think that describes their music catalog pretty evenly.
Dirt.
But I don't hate the May We All song with Tim McGraw. I don't hate it. Because I think there's room for all styles of music. Even
Uh-huh.
I don't want to go out and buy it. Lindsay the other day, even I stopped on Body Like a Back Road by Sam Hunt. Because I was playing with the radio forever, I was like, God, I'm just going to leave it on there. She goes, did you really just stop on a Sam Hunt song? I'm never going to be caught singing it and dancing to it on Snapchat like somebody. I'm not going to say his name because I don't want to embarrass him, but his initials are Thad Johnson. He was caught last night on Snapchat. His girlfriend sent me a Snapchat of Thad hugging another guy singing Body Like a Back Road.
Oof.
Thad, what's up? What's up, Thad? You wanted your shout out?
Foo Fighters are
Foo Fighters, yeah.
this was a really good album that they put out. Their album where they went city to city and made they made a different song in every city.
I like that's a cool concept.
Yeah, it was good. They're thinking about doing it again too.
Very, very. We got a very eclectic mix. So
Yeah.
don't pigeonhole Lucas because I don't know what some of his music is. But he's got it all over the place. Mine is not as, like I said, country music is very much alive, and I feel like Clint Fraley when I used to ask Clint, like, who you going to see tonight? And he's like, you won't know who it is. And I kind of feel that when I'm going to Jason Eady, Justin Wells,
Yeah.
those kind of guys, because nobody knows them as much around our circles. But
Yeah, I tell you somebody that I really like listening to whenever I'm working out is Rob Bailey. I know I've talked about him a couple different times, but I love this cat. Whenever you go to playing.
Rob Bailey, the hustler.
still standing. Flag no fail.
Sounds like the hype guys in the back of rap songs.
That literally is a hype guy.
New shit.
Revolutionary, frontline standing, solitary, mind state, kinda scary. Take a deep breath.
This guy needs a hug.
Take a deep breath and put me on the front.
He's got mama issues or something.
Yeah.
I can see where I get you fired up. to
It
do
gets you
something.
fired up, yeah.
Maybe punch somebody in the face. You know what I always hate? When I, holy shit. This guy's pissed. I just done 10 push-ups right then. Nobody knew it. I always hate when you're at the gym and nothing but country music comes on. Then when you get in the car, all rap music comes on or rock music.
Yeah.
Because I don't make a lot of playlists. There was literally one Friday I was at the gym. And I was on the back row, not the back row, but on the back rows,
On the back row machine.
back row machine. And I was like, back's not a fun thing to work out anyway. Really, I don't like it at least. But
I love working.
I was sitting there and I'd already hit it all 4 days. I'd already had my leg day. I already had chest. I already had arms. I already did shoulders. Back was literally the only thing I had left. I hit a playlist, or I didn't hit a playlist. I just hit shuffle. Hank Jr., followed by Waylon Jennings, followed by George Jones, followed by Keith Whitley. And I said, God wants me to get drunk today.
He sure don't want you to be pulling some heavy weight in the gym.
I literally left, didn't change clothes, and little Don from Ragmaster said, DK, that was a quick one. I said, yeah, man, I'm going to get beer. I had 4 drinking songs come on in a row. Not one workout song. Because I'm out of here like last year, son. So if you had 1 year in your life to redo, what would it be?
Oof.
Where you just either wish you could go back and change some things, or just like, man, that was a stupid year in my life I wasted.
Well, the easy answer is 2017.
Yeah.
Man, I don't know. I'd do most of my 16, 17, 18-year-old over again.
Yeah.
Probably 19, 20.
Yeah. Either that would be the answer. Either a couple years at high school you do different, or
Yeah.
either 02 through 04, because, man, I done some dumb stuff. I done things you're supposed to do when you're 18, 19, 20. You look back and that makes you learn from your mistakes. But, boy, I did some stupid things. I did some stupid things that I would do probably nowhere near that much again. Because I did some stupid. Can I reiterate enough that I did some stupid things in 03 and 04?
I would say 16, 17, 18, those 3 years, somewhere in there, whatever those years happen to be. That would be the ones I would redo.
Hey, good question right here from Drew McMillan. Craziest thing you've ever seen in public, as we say on the show.
Ooh, craziest thing I've ever seen. I was at a quiz. Did you ever go to that Quiznos in
No.
Quiznos up there in Cookeville?
No.
I was standing there and happened to have Carol with me. This is early. This is before, in 2017, it's not strange to see anything when you go out anywhere.
Yeah.
And I've been a lot more places now, and I've seen a lot of different stuff, and nothing really surprised me. But at that point in time, in the middle of Cookeville, there was a guy standing there, and he had his purse. The guy had a purse on, had his fingernails painted, and I thought, well, that's interesting.
Yeah.
And I said, check this out. I said, look at this guy. She said, what about him? I said, he's got a purse and he's got his fingernails painted. And not just painted, but he had like nails, nails on. She said, that's what you notice about the guy? I said, yeah, it's kind of strange. She said, just look at him again. So I take a step back and look at him. And I don't know why those were the two things that I found, but I missed the fact that he was wearing high heels, a skirt, had earrings in, had his purse on, had his fingernails done and everything. Still had his beard.
Oh.
Had one of those little pork pie hats on.
What?
One of those little pork pie hats. You'll have to look that up later. But anyway, he had a pork pie hat, and I had his beard, had a flannel shirt, and then earrings, purse, fingernails, skirt, high heels, all that stuff. Standing there with his girlfriend on his arm. She was wrapped up on him. I don't know if he lost a bet. It was
I don't even
the
know.
whole thing was real interesting.
I've seen
It
him.
wouldn't have been near as
Wow.
weird if he didn't still have his beard, I don't think.
Well, I don't know. It's anytime you see something like that. When all the Target stuff was going on last year, I seen a guy, big old unit too. He was in a motorized cart at Walmart with a blue dress on and blue hair,
There you go.
So people think it don't happen in Cookville. It does.
Yeah, both of those stories happened in Cookville.
Yeah, there you go. So another one I saw at the beach 2 years ago. I was laid back in my beach chair, and I saw something from a distance, and I thought, "What is this coming?" You know, and I kind of raised up a little bit more, and I thought it was a woman, just with old wrinkly skin,
Uh-huh.
and it got closer, and he had a top on,
Uh-huh.
then he had thongs on,
Yeah.
and I just went, "Is that an old washed up woman?" Or is that Mr. Burns? Look like Mr. Burns from The Simpsons, kind of. And we kept looking up, and we all looked at each other like, "What the hell is that?"
Did you say work it, girl?
No, it was. I mean, they were 60. They were 60s.
Oh, yeah.
60s, no doubt. I mean, just leathery old skin, and like I said, bathing suit top, it had thongs, but it looked like a man.
In St. Lucia, whenever I was there on our honeymoon, there was 2 different swimming pools. There was like one that everybody kind of hung out at. Then we walked around and found this other one kind of over here by itself. Around the entire thing, old, retired people, 75 plus.
Mm-hmm.
Not naked, but every man over there had a thong on.
Oh,
Never seen so many man thongs in my entire
That's
life.
odd.
Banana hammocks all over the place.
I think that I always hated going to the gym, especially the YMCA. I found that the YMCA, I've worked out 3 or 4 different gyms in Cookville. The YMCA is the worst. That you can be sitting there, taking your shoes off, putting your shorts on, or something. Some old man would come and just get butt ass
Oof.
with balls just everywhere. I mean,
Trying to show them to you, too.
I've seen one man is bend over within 10 feet of me,
Yeah.
and their balls just be hanging.
Oh, they like that. They want you to look at it, is what it is.
But I mean, you know what? If I'm retired and I ain't got nothing to do, just play the old ball game with some 20-year-old guy just to see if they'll say anything to
Play
you.
peekaboo with it.
Just to-
Hey, son, you know why they call me the goat?
So they want to go home. Well, tell you why. Well, only 2 of them look today.
Yeah. You know, he goes home, he gets in his car and goes, I bet that young man's going to talk about me on a podcast after a while.
Let's be real. They don't know what a podcast is.
Well, there you go.
Do you ever see anybody having sex in public or anything like that?
No, I heard it. Once at the lake. We were walking through the lake and somebody was just going at it on top of a boat, but they was hid to the point where you couldn't see them. But it was pretty obvious what was happening over on the other side.
I
Never snuck up on anybody like that happened upon anybody that was going at it in public.
I've never. I didn't have my answer until I asked you that question. One time when I was at Woolly Bullies, I went in there to pee.
Yeah.
In the bathroom, there was I can't remember if it was one urinal. I know it was one urinal. I can't remember if there was 2 stalls or just one. I can't remember how that bathroom was set up at the time. And actually, James had dated this girl a little while. He's like, I believe she's a good girl. He said, I believe you probably take her. That'd be a take home to mom
Uh-huh.
kind of girl. I said, really? Okay. I remember him telling me that. So I go in there to pee. All of a sudden, I see this blonde-headed girl run in the bathroom. I said, hey. Then this little curly-headed dude come in behind her.
Uh-huh.
And this is not late at night. This is like 6:30
Yeah.
or something. And I hear them just all over each other.
Yeah, knock
in
it
the
out.
stall.
Yeah.
And I went, y'all really doing this right now? Nothing. Heard just, I said, everything all right? Didn't hear nothing. And then I start hearing more and more.
Yeah.
And I'm just sitting there in amazement, washing my hands. And I said, well, I'm going to get out of here. I said, y'all, I said, y'all want me to turn this light off or what? I said, let me give you some privacy. So I flipped the light off for him. And I walked back to the building, and James was walking around. I said, hey, James, remember that girl you was taking home to your mama? He said, yeah. And I said, she's getting railed in the stall in there in the bathroom right now.
I love the fact that you told him you were leaving.
I'm going to get out of here, guys.
All right, guys. Y'all finish up without me. I'm going to leave.
Let me throw y'all a towel over there. I need a towel.
I need a napkin or maybe a wet cloth or anything.
A wet one.
Yeah.
So I just turned the light off, and I told James, I said, remember that girl? Yeah.
I wouldn't take her home to mama.
I said, she's getting it right now in your bathroom. I tell you what else I have seen people. I'm always in amazement. The amount of people that I have seen getting or giving oral sex going down the road.
Really?
How many times you see
I've
that?
never seen it.
I seen it coming off my driveway one time. This man went by in a convertible.
Yeah.
And of course, I've got a bird's eye view.
Yeah.
I'm like, whoa.
Yeah.
Was that just happening right there? I've seen it on the interstate. People just don't care.
That's crazy.
I love seeing
Never
it.
seen it.
I love it. I was like, I'm just
just
amazed.
right
I'm like,
beside
this is giving him an air high five, you know. And then I think anytime you go to the homecoming days or the Polk Salad Festival or the Moonshine Days,
That's some strangeness going on in them.
I think anytime you go to those places,
Yeah.
you're going. That's going to be the worst. The craziest thing you've seen in public.
Oh yeah, and it's gonna next year. It's gonna trump whatever you've seen this year too.
Yep,
Yeah.
absolutely.
We got time for one more.
Yeah, we got probably two more right here because we've still got to go back to Don's question. Favorite prank calls that I've ever. There was a question about some of the prank calls we talked about.
Yeah.
I'll give two quick answers. The one I felt the worst about. I won't name my friend's name, but we were sitting in my house one time at a party or a cookout or something. We started getting the phone book to random places
Mm-hmm.
and calling cabs.
Oh no!
And
They
say-
just sent cabs all over the city.
and said, "Hey man, this is Tom Phillips over here on
West 9th
Jackson
Street.
Drive
Yeah.
or whatever," and said, "I need a cab over here." And this was later on in the night, right? And the other guy just getting tickled. What if reckon they're getting, And I said, "Hey man," I said, "this is my cell." I said, "But I was blocking the number."
Yeah.
I said, "So here's my house number, just in case when you get here, I don't hear you." I said, "So call my house and I'll make sure that I
And
come
just giving out numbers from
from the phone
book.
book." So never thought one thing about it.
Yeah.
Right. And me and Lindsay were coming home from we'd been out somewhere and we got a cab to go home.
Uh huh.
And the road right next to Dipsy Doodle. I lived on White Cemetery Road, but there was a road right next to it. Peach Orchard is what it's called.
Yeah.
And our cab driver was a lady. She goes, "Peach Orchard. I ain't been down this road since last winter when we had that big ice storm. Some son of a bitch called and said, I need a taxi over here." She said, "You know what? I come all the way down here, called the house number. Person said they didn't call the cab. Then I got stuck on the curve right here. I had to call a wrecker to come pick me up." She said, "I lost all kinds of money coming down here that night." I gave her like a $10 tip when I got out. It's like a $4 ride, and I gave her like $15 or something.
Yeah.
Give her like $11 tip.
Yeah.
Lindsay was hitting me the whole time. She goes, "Was that you and so and so? Was that you and so and so?" I was like, "Shut up." Oh, no. It was. And probably my favorite thing to do on prank calls. This is my calling card. Is at hotels when you stay the night. I love calling rooms, just random rooms. Calling 313 and say, "Hello, who am I speaking with, please?" This is Jimmy Johnson. "Okay, Mr. Johnson. You're in room 313, correct?" "Yes." "Okay, I need you to stop by the front desk before you leave. You have a $9.95 charge of adult entertainment on your television." I didn't order that. "Okay, Mr. Johnson, we consider this at the front desk. It is showing you purchased this at 2:52 on the AM." And all this. The best one I ever got, I was on Dustin Thompson's bachelor party.
Uh huh.
And this was 4 years ago, I think. I think they got married in 13. So there's two different rooms on two different floors of guys. And we went out the night before. And the ones I can remember being there the next morning was me, Thompson, Sunshine, and Doug, which is Brandon and Dustin Collins. Chris Key was there. Trey Crowder was there. And Trey had got the rooms in his name. Right? So I was like, "Hey, guys, watch this. Watch this." So I called down there to Trey's room. "Hello? Hello, who am I speaking with, please?" "This is Trey." "Trey Crowder?" "Yeah, what's up?" "Okay, Mr. Crowder, you have two rooms that under your name, one of which is the number that I have called room 215, correct?" "Yeah." "Okay, Mr. Crowder, I have a pornography adult entertainment charge of $9.95 going to your room." "What?" "Yes, Mr. Crowder. Looks like someone watched some pornographic, entertainment on your room." "All right, guys, which one of y'all watched porn last night?" "Shit." I ain't watched that.
Uh-huh.
"Dude, come on. Which one of y'all come back and watch porn, man?" Nobody's giving it to it. I said, You have some, indeed some perverts in the room that will not own up to the fact that they were jerking off to porn at 2:34 a.m. Dude, which one of y'all's watching porn, man? This guy won't get off my ass about porn, dude. Mr. Crowder, it does not matter if it was you. And it may have been you and you're too embarrassed to admit the fact that you were watching adult entertainment. Maybe your friends were all watching it together. Maybe you were doing some freaky shit. I don't know. Dude, are you serious right now? Why would you talk to me like that? This is some bullshit, man. We ain't paying no $9.95 charge unless one of these perverts done ordered it and I didn't know it. Mr. Cutter, I do not mind. This will be automatically billed to your card. Thank you. We can talk about that front desk. Dude, what the I hang up on him.
Yeah.
So coming back down there, we're all circling back together to get in our cars and leave to come home. He goes, man, dude, I got to go up here and talk to this damn Indian at the front desk. He's talking about order porn, man. I ain't giving him no $10 charge. I said, Mr. Crowder, you're a fucking pervert indeed. Dude, are you serious, DK? My God.
That's good, man.
He just deadpanned
The whole time.
That's my favorite though, and I love doing it. I love doing it I will do it the rest of my life. I will call you in the hotel and tell you you've been watching porn.
10-year-old. You just be over there prank calling people. Dad, what are you doing? Shh. See if they just listen.
And the final question, Don Asbury wants to know, what animal's penis bone do Eskimos often manufacture into clubs and tools?
I'm going to have to go ahead and say if it's big enough to make into a club. I'm hoping it's a whale.
Well, you don't have the answer for that?
I don't have the answer for it.
I don't either.
What, you want to Google it?
I'm going to read some stuff about the penis bone. Why'd you do that?
Yeah.
8 hard facts about the penis bone.
Yeah.
A little bit of a little double-edged sword there, isn't it?
Uh-huh.
They come in all shapes and sizes.
No kidding.
No kidding.
Yeah.
You can ask enough women about that, you'll get that answer,
Uh-huh.
right? Most male mammals have penis bones, but no two species are alike. They widely vary in shape and size. Some are spiked, some are barbed, some are curved. They're not proportional to animal size. A gorilla's is just a few millimeters long, but a dog's can reach 3 inches. That's why you never hear anybody saying I'm hung like a gorilla.
There you go.
I guess, right? Nobody really knows what they're for. Well. Okay. They can fetch a pretty price at auction. In 2007, a fossilized penis bone off of a walrus was auctioned off for $8,000 to the company that runs the Ripley's Believe It or Not Museum.
I was just about to point out that I was actually incorrect, and it could be the walrus.
Would you ever pay for dick or for
a walrus penis?
Would you ever pay for a dick?
I wouldn't do it.
What about if it was a walrus penis?
Well, I don't know.
If you had the extra $8,000 laying around the house, you wouldn't buy a walrus penis?
I don't think so. I mean, this one is 18-inch carved. Into a... Ooh, they actually turned it back into a walrus. They turned them into polar bears and everything. How interesting. They really do use every piece of the animal up there.
Huh. The walrus. That's funny. I find it doubly funny that the answer is walrus, coming from since Don Asbury answered that question. And Don Asbury, you know exactly why. Because you're, hey, DK, I'm walrus. I'm a walrus. Earmuffs, kids. Hell yeah. Walrus penis. You can probably afford one. You can get them on Amazon. Even if your penis bone budget is a little more modest, you don't have to go empty-handed. Nope. Taxidermists sell raccoon and skunk bacula on the internet for just a few cents a piece. You can even buy them on Amazon. And based on the recent review, it says it is about half the size of a normal adult coon dick toothpick. That's from Alabama. Somebody from Alabama wrote that.
Yeah.
They make lovely necklaces. Would you ever wear a dick around your neck?
No, I sure wouldn't.
You wouldn't?
No.
How about...
I'm not wearing any jewelry like that.
When the
I'm
penis,
not going to make it into a bracelet. I ain't going to wear a watch made out of it or nothing.
when the penis bones were handed out, some species, including humans, got stiffed. Most male mammals have bacula, but there are a few notable exceptions. Rabbits and hares, deer, camels, rhinos, hippos, horses, pigs, and giraffes. Hyenas. Nobody knows why the human penis is boneless. Huh. Which kind of don't make sense because you call it a boner when it gets, excited.
I don't get it.
It says, with the exception of spider monkeys, all other primate species have bacula. Some scientists believe that our evolution into generally monogamous animals reduced competition, which did away with the need of the fatherhood sex marathon, which may be enabled by a penis bone. Other scholars take a more metaphorical approach. A 2001 letter to the editor, jointly written by blah, 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 theorized that Adam's rib, the one that became Eve, was actually his penis bone.
Huh.
And you know what?
I'd say that one's highly debated.
You know what? I believe Don Asbury's probably smart enough. He knows the answer to this.
I'm going to go ahead and say Dr. Don probably knew the answer.
So
He probably knew it was a walrus the whole time.
Walrus.
I'm a walrus.
Hold on. So that wraps up our first.
The first ever Ask OLR hashtag Ask OLR podcast.
I hope we didn't miss any. I think we've got them all in.
Yeah, surely we did. After 2 hours of 2 hours of question asking, surely we.
Well, I apologize. Because the first 20 minutes was my meltdown. I'm leaving here with a divorce and a damn wet shack stand up that no longer looks good.
Which we'll get a picture of before
Yeah. Yeah. That's funny. Well,
Yeah.
Jace Fraley says, I'm caught up except for today. Has it been finished and published yet?
Well, it will be here in just a few minutes, old buddy.
Just in a few minutes.
All right, everybody. That's the first ever hashtag Ask OLR. We appreciate you listening.
And for the few mothers that don't listen already, tell your mother. We'd love to have your mother listen. You got anything for their mothers?
Hey, Mom, come listen. That's all I got.
That was creepy. That's creepy. We just lost 3 mothers.
That's all right.
You mother.
All right, everybody. We're out.